do 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 do. Do 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 do. Ooh. Oh hey. Ooh, what's this over here? Oh, sweet! I can learn cooking. All right, let's check this out. It's okay. Ooh, an herb-baked egg. That sounds. Wait a minute. Where are the herbs? Where's the cheese? What do you mean cooking is a secondary profession? Hey babes, and welcome to the first episode of The Cast Iron Gamer, where we have plenty of excellent ideas to wow you with. No matter what culinary skill level you find yourself at, you do, in fact, find cooking in nearly every single role-playing game which contains professions. This, of course, includes MMOs. That's MMOs, massively multiplayer online role-playing games, not to be confused with a GMO, the genetically modified organism. Although now that I think about it, many virtual characters are as genetically modified as their GMO cousins. Looking at you, Skullcrusher 364, with your heirlooms and your gold and your celestial horse mount. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, that's my account. Moving on, anyways, where better to start with in our first episode than with one of the most recognizable MMO giants, World of Warcraft. The world of Azeroth will serve as a perfect setting to delve into one of the oldest and most versatile cooking ingredients, the egg. Eggs have been cooked in all cultures since nearly the dawn of mankind. Ever wonder what that first person was thinking when they saw the circular object fall out of that bird's butt? Crack onto the stone heated by a hot summer sun. The smell of bubbling insides wafted up to their nostrils. Yeah, me too. I think I'm hungry, babes. However it came about, eggs continue to be a staple in kitchens around the world. And why not? Has there ever been a more versatile ingredient? On its own, an egg can be boiled, fried, baked, and scrambled, and they're perfect vessels for veggies, meats, and cheeses. Add a couple to flour and voila, you've got cake, cookies, and pasta. When you first spawn into Azeroth, you begin your journey as a humble adventurer with very little in the way of possessions or currency. And with nothing but your rusty sword, you must plow your way through wolves, plain striders, and the grumpy cats, till you finally reach Bloodhoof Village and the Flight Master that will finally take you to Thunderbluff and down the Winding Totem to finally learn the ancestral art of cooking. Cooking is as vital in the virtual world as it is in real life, and no matter where in Azeroth you begin your journey, from the plains of Mulgore to the frosty mountains of Ironforge, cooking becomes available by the time you've reached that first small town. Now, what should happen to be one of the first recipes you learn? The herb-baked egg. The items you will need for this quest are as follows. First, spawn your cooking flame on broil. Next, gather 2 large eggs, half a tablespoon of butter, fresh minced garlic cloves, French Gruyere cheese, heavy whipping cream, and finally, herbes de Provence. Now, herbes de Provence is a blend of French herbs such as lavender, marjoram, thyme, oregano, basil, rosemary, and fennel. If you would prefer to go out and harvest your fresh herbs and, chop them up and put them in the dish that way, that's just fine. Myself, I prefer a dry mix. For simplicity's sake, I'm sure there was no effort taken on the part of the developers to actually create multiple unique egg recipes. Because we all know cooking is a secondary profession However, they did at least give us an interesting one. The herb-baked egg is a French-American style dish dating back to the late 1800s, and you can see how the simplicity of this recipe would have been appealing to travelers of that time. Now, my cooking methods may not be as sophisticated as rubbing my hands together over an open flame, but I'm sure they'll suit your home just fine. We're going to be doing our entire recipe today within a single cast iron skillet. What else? It's cute though, right? Now you're going to start your recipe with equal parts butter and cream. So take a half a tablespoon of your butter, place it right in the middle of your skillet. Follow that up with a half a tablespoon of heavy cream. Now, I wouldn't personally attempt to acquire Taurin cream. I would know from personal experience. But to each their own. The original title for this style of cooking eggs was deemed shirred eggs. Trust me, I'm sure of it. Now, according to the 1898 edition of Eggs and How to Use Them by Adolf Meyer, the eggs themselves initially went completely unseasoned. This was under the belief that spices such as salt and pepper would destroy the beauty of a well-cooked egg. No offense to Mr. Meyer, but if you've ever put ketchup on eggs, then you know that it don't destroy nothing. Same. At this time, place your cream and buttered skillet directly into your should-be broiling oven. You're going to want to leave it in there for about 3 minutes or until the cream butter mixture begins to melt together and foam. Now, while that is doing its thing in the oven, take these spare moments to get a half a teaspoon of your minced garlic, a half a tablespoon of your herbes de Provence, as well as a full tablespoon of freshly grated cheese. Now, I'm using a French Gruyere for this recipe, sticking with the French theme. However, if you would prefer something along the familiar Italian lines, then feel free to switch out Italian seasoning and a Parmesan. That should suit your needs just fine. Go ahead and combine this mixture and set that right off to the side. Then take a small cup, crack 2 eggs into this cup, and then you're going to set this aside as well. Now, between these 2 steps and a couple swipes left and or right on your Tinder profile, the cream mixture should be done in the oven, so go ahead and take that out. And there we have it. It's been about 3 minutes, and it has just started to foam just like we wanted. So at this point, you're going to immediately take your eggs and pour them into your skillet, being careful not to break the yolks. Then take your herb and cheese mixture and give that a dusting right over your skillet. Making sure to get the whole thing in there. And we're going to place this immediately back in the oven, no delay here. You're going to keep that in there for about another 5 to 7 minutes. The time it takes really depends on how well done you like your eggs, but do make sure that at least the whites are completely cooked through, and keep in mind that the eggs will keep cooking for a little bit after you've taken them out of the oven. And there you have it, a beautiful herb-baked egg. I'll give this a little try. This can really be enjoyed any time of day. This isn't just a breakfast dish, and if you're feeling a little low on gamer fuel, how about having your group mage conjure up a little herb-baked egg dish? I mean, really, what better way to prepare for a raid with your guildmates than to have a hearty feast? But you know, What baked egg dish would really be complete without fresh, warm, homemade bread? But that's a quest for another episode here on the Cast Iron Gamer, where the adventure starts in the kitchen. Thanks for watching. Hello everyone, thank you so much for watching this first episode of the Cast Iron Gamer. I'd like to shout out a special thank you to Jessie G of Jessie G Books for her help with this episode, and if you like reading, head over to jessiegbooks.com to check out her book series. If we had previous episodes, they would go in this box here. But for now, give me a like or subscribe down at the bottom for future episodes. Feel free to comment on any future games or food that you would like me to do here, and I'll see you next time.